Welcome to the Concierge Business Circle podcast, where we talk about scaling smarter, leading stronger, and creating the freedom you started your business for. I'm Candice Burris. Let's dive in. Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back to Concierge Business Circle. And this is the very first podcast episode of the year as I took a break during the holidays. I live what I teach, which is freedom in your business. So I couldn't think of a more honest way to start because we often enter New Year with clarity, goals, and a plan we feel really good about. And sometimes, very quickly, like within the first week and a half, that plan gets tested. So today's episode is about what happens when the path you thought was clear suddenly isn't. So I'm currently in the process of acquiring a business. Like most acquisitions, I had it mapped out in my head. The structure, the numbers, and the timeline. And it all made sense in my head. And then today, I received news that I did not like. It wasn't minor, it wasn't convenient, and it represents a real hurdle, the kind that makes you pause and question everything. And my first reaction was very human. So I'm always, the universe is telling me it's not meant to be. Maybe it's a sign to walk away. And if I'm completely honest, I think the Aries came out in me where there's a moment where quitting felt easier than reworking the plan. But then I stopped, and I also did have a great conversation with my husband. This is the moment that defines real business ownership. Instead of reacting, I did choose to pause. And instead of giving up, I chose to think. And I reminded myself that it isn't failure, it's friction. And it's not a dead end, it's a detour. Every business owner who has built something meaningful has faced moments like this. Plans break, deals shift, and assumptions get challenged. And leadership shows up in how you respond, not react. This is the part of entrepreneurship that doesn't make it into highlight reels on Instagram or LinkedIn. But business ownership is about overcoming adversity. Sometimes daily. It's about solving problems when the original solution no longer works. It's about staying in the game long enough to find the next path forward. And if we walked away every time something doesn't go according to plan, we would never build anything worth owning. So when you slow down, reassess, and ask better questions, that's when solutions start to appear. So instead of walking away, here's what I'm doing and going to do. I'm pausing. I'm reworking the structure. I'm questioning my assumptions. And I'm looking for a solution that wasn't visible at first or isn't visible at first. Because there's almost always a way through. It just may not look like the original plan, which is really hard for me. I struggle with when things don't go according to plan, then I get very stressed and very overwhelmed. So this is a great test on the 9th of January as beginning of the new year for me to come back to center and realize that sometimes the version that comes after adversity is stronger than what I even imagined at the start. This might, or as I like to say, if not this, something better. So if you're starting this year facing something unexpected, a deal shifts, a goal changes, a challenge that you didn't plan for, let this be your reminder. It isn't a sign to quit. It's a signal to lead. And pause before you decide it's not meant to be. Give yourself space to think. Look for the solution that hasn't revealed itself yet. Because as we start a new year, I want to say this clearly. Business ownership isn't about avoiding adversity. It's about how we respond when it shows up. You don't build freedom by quitting when things get hard. You build it by solving problems again and again until the business works. So I don't know yet how this acquisition will turn out and even if this acquisition will turn out, but I do know this, I won't walk away just because the path got harder. So Happy New Year. Here's to clarity, resilience, and choosing solutions over surrender. And until next time, keep building your freedom. Thanks for tuning in to the Concierge Business Circle podcast. If today's episode gave you clarity or inspired action, share it with another business owner who's ready to step into their CEO role. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, keep building your freedom.